ribbon. 1, 2, 3. Yo! Can you cut the ribbon? For the chance you might cut that ribbon.
Come on, everybody! 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yo!
Charlotte, up until a couple of years ago, was a vibrant, beautiful young lady in the prime of her life, and she loved the outdoors and she loved working with and helping other people. Today it's somewhat different. Charlotte's now a resident here at Thistle Hill. She needs 24-hour care and she's no longer able to speak for herself. So Linda and I wanted to do something that we feel that if Charlotte was aware of her circumstances, it's what Charlotte would want to do. It would be certainly to help others. So reopening the woodland walkway seemed the ideal project because it's outdoors and it's doing something to support everybody else who's around Charlotte, which is exactly what she would have wanted. So in May of this year, Linda, myself and a friend of ours from London, Roy, we set off to walk the Camino de Santiago to start the fundraising, and Roy's popped up from London today. So thank you, Roy, for coming up to be here with us. That was the start of the fundraising. Charlotte's brother James started fundraising in Tenerife at the family bar, the Merry Monk. Done a fantastic job, and James has flown in all the way from Tenerife to be with us this afternoon, so thank you, James. And Wendy McClog, a work colleague of mine, started fundraising in the York area, did a fantastic job, and Wendy's with us this afternoon, so thank you, Wendy. And of course at Thistle Hill here, we started some fundraising and the care staff have done a fantastic job. So that was the nucleus of the project team, and the fundraising quickly got underway and we quickly got the required funds that we needed to start the construction work. That brought its own challenges because trying to put a footpath through woodland is quite difficult. It was severely overgrown, and a good friend of ours, Mr. Hopkins, Carl, stepped in to help us negotiate with local contractors to get the right kind of surface down there for the quite unique challenges that a woodland walk presents. And so thank you, Carl. And the finish that we decided to put down, the surface, is called limestone fines. And you'll see it shortly when we get out there. When you first put it down, it's quite soft and granular. It doesn't look like the ideal surface, but we're reliably informed that over time it hardens off and makes the perfect surface for that kind of environment. So that's what we've got. It's a limestone fines surface. And so there's a few people that we need to say thank you to. I'd like to say thank you to all the carers here who look after Charlotte, because they do an absolutely fantastic job. They work really long hours for not fantastic pay, to be honest, but they also come in their free time. Whenever support's needed, they're in here, and they really do look after Charlotte and everybody else at Thistle Hill, so they do an absolutely fantastic job. It's outstanding. So thank you to the carers. Whilst we're talking about care, there'll be quite a few people in the room here realise that when a tragedy like what happened to Charlotte happens to a family, it can turn a family upside down. And Linda and I experienced that a couple of years ago. And it's at times like that that your true friends come to the fore. And Linda and I are blessed that we've got a lot of great friends who've been really helpful. But there's one in particular who stood by Linda's side through thick and thin, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. And that's Carolyn, so thank you, Carolyn. So that brings us right up to today for the grand opening, and we have with us former England footballing legend and really ultra popular TV presenter, just Kamara, and his lovely wife Anne. Now, I wouldn't want anybody to think that we just picked some celebrity at random to be here with us this afternoon, because the truth is, the truth is that
Charlotte said it is random.
Lovely.
The first thing I have to say is it's so humbling to be here today. I had no idea, to be honest, when John and Linda said, and James, would you come down and open the walkway? I thought there would be us and 2 other people, you know, maybe the nurses and whatsoever. So to see all these people here today, I think it's absolutely fantastic and quite overwhelming, really, when you consider how long I've known James, Linda, and obviously I've got to know John just recently. So it's really, you know, a pleasure for me. 12 years ago, I met James in Tenerife, massive Leeds United fan. If you didn't know, if you didn't know, you do now. And so to walk in his bar and be treated like a god was absolutely awesome. And of course, I met Charlotte then at the same time. Charlotte was working in and out of Tenerife. Sometimes we'd go over there and I'd see her. Other times she wouldn't be there, but she was always around. And Charlotte was Charlotte, and she was really lovely person, and we really enjoyed her company, and it was such a fantastic time. And then all of a sudden she got this illness where she wasn't well, and it's one of those things that it can happen to anybody, and you don't think it'll happen to anybody. That's the last thing in the world that you think. Somebody who you know really, really well, all of a sudden develops an injury which makes them not the same person that they were before. And it's tragic, not just for the people who know them, but for the family it's even worse. And to have a home and a care home like this to put her in, where people actually care, is just worth its weight in gold. And I've been told by John and Linda that the people who work in this care home do it because they love the people who they work with, and so, you know, that's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So when he said this walkway had been shut down, you sort of like think, well, why? You know, you don't understand. You can't really get it in your head that something that's a benefit to patients that can be shut down. So John and Linda have worked tirelessly, and James within the bar in Tenerife, to earn enough money to get it open today. So as soon as the call came through to my wife Anne, I had no choice but to say I was definitely coming today. And here I am with our good friends Pat and Bobby as well, who support James in Tenerife in his bar all the time. Pat's a big Leeds fan as well. So it is with great pleasure that I'm here today, and thank you once again to everybody for turning out.
Thank you. And thank you, Charlotte.
Yes,